Hey guys, it's Coach Marci with Redband Basketball, and I'm here today to show you how I warm up. I think it's important for every basketball player and athlete, no matter what sport you play, to have the proper warm-up. And I also think that it's important to be consistent in how you warm up, whether it's practice, games, pickup basketball, going to basketball camp during the summer. It's so important that your warm-up is good, that you get a good stretch before you play, and that you're warmed up with whatever you're trying to accomplish. And I like to jog before I do anything. So I'll just do a light down and back a couple of times, or a light lap once or twice, just to make sure that my legs are loose, my arms are loose, everything is kind of loose to get the blood flowing. And then I'll go and stretch. And then I will, go through my whole walkthrough of stretching. A lot of the times I like to have a ball with me because I like to have the ball in my hands. From there, after I stretch, I go into form shooting. So I'll do single hand form shooting to make sure that nothing funky is going on with my shot. The worst thing that you could do, no, I don't want to say the worst thing because that's really dramatic. One of the most irritable things that I find as a player personally about myself is I will go into the gym and I won't warm up with my shooting form. And the ball's going everywhere. What's the point? I need to warm up first. I need to make sure that my follow through is correct. I need to get back to the basics, and I think that's important in everything in life. Sometimes you just have to get back to the basics. Number one, single hand form shooting. As you can see, I'm practicing my single hand form shooting directly in front of the basket. I'm right-handed, so I line up my right foot directly in front of the basket with my right hand in line with my right foot. Here I switch to the side of the basket where I don't have the backboard to use as a reference. This helps me personally with depth perception. And the idea is that I want to make perfect swishes every single time. Some of the shots you can see are a little flawed, and a lot of it is how it comes through the net. I focus on where my hand finishes, where my arm finishes, and the type of swish through the net. So from there, I go into form shooting with the guide hand to make sure that I am not shooting two-handed. Form shooting with my guide hand is an important next step after single hand form shooting because it shows me right away whether or not I'm shooting with two hands. I don't want to use my thumb to propel my shot toward the basket. My guide hand is simply that. It is just my guide. 3, I like to do the Steve Nash short corner shooting. So this drill I like to do after my form shooting because it helps me get my heart rate up and work on getting my shots off quickly without having the backboard as a reference. Some of my shots are a little off, and typically I like to finish at the rim after a miss every time, but for the sake of showing you the drill, I just continue on to the next shot. But I'll roll the ball out to myself, turn around, jump shot. 4 are the Mikan drills. I love the Mikan drills as a part of my warm-up, and the reason being because a lot of my shots are finishing at the rim. I'm the type of player that drives to the basket, pulls up on the block, or just posts up in the paint and finishes at the rim. So these drills are really important to me. I always start off with the 1 foot Mikan, and again, a lot of it is to get my heart rate up. Something that is important in the Mikan drills is keeping the ball high, keeping it at least shoulder level or higher. And then I move into the 2 foot Mikan drills, as you can see here, where I'm getting the ball out of the net, landing on 2 feet, taking off on 2 feet. I also like to keep the ball to the side of my head that I'm on. So if I'm on the left side of the basket, I keep the ball on the left side of my head. This is to practice protecting the ball from my defender. If I keep the ball directly in front of my face, it's an easy shot to swat. and 5, roll out to yourself jump shot. So after warming up around the rim, I like to practice my jump shots. So a lot of the time I'll roll the ball out to myself, turn around, jumper, just making sure that I'm going fast, that I'm going pretty much game speed. And if there's anything that I need to address in my jump shot, I'll go back to form shooting and just fix anything weird going on in my jump shot. You can practice this anywhere around the rim. I mostly practice my mid-range jump shots, but if you're a three-point shooter, practice that range. If you're a mid-ranger like me, practice your mid-range. It's really knowing your game and knowing what you need to warm up. Don't skip ball handling, please. Just because you're the biggest girl in the school does not mean you should stop ball handling. But one day, you're gonna get invited to an open gym, and everybody's gonna say, oh, here comes so-and-so, she plays so much basketball. Hey, you're point guard. And it's the worst feeling in the world when you're like, I am not prepared for this. So, why not prepare now? Okay, just to recap. I like to start off with single hand form shooting. After that, I go into form shooting with my guide hand, just to make sure that my guide hand isn't pushing the ball one way or the other. After that, I go into short corner to short corner shooting. I like to shoot without the backboard, just to make sure that my shot is in line. Then I go into the Mikan drill, single foot, double foot, using the glass. After that, I roll out jump shot, get that heart rate pumping, get the body moving. And then lastly, ball handle. It doesn't matter who you are, you need a ball handle. Finally, have fun and play some ball. Number 1, single form shooting. So what do I think that? So I start off with the single hand form shooting, just for the what is this called? This thing. You know, just for the follow through. Thank you, Coach. Hey guys, it's Coach Marci with Redband Basketball. Redband Basketball. Redband Basketball. Redband Basketball. Hey guys. Hello world. Hello web. Get to the point. So some of the things are, I like to start off with a single hand form shooting because it helps me really focus on the follow through. Am I pulling away, ending way out here, or am I flat and pushing the ball? Or is my hand look like it's I need to use my descriptive words.